Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. How y'all doing? What's going on? I'm about to show you guys some tips and tricks on how to make clean thumbnails for your YouTube channels and other stuff as well. So I'm gonna teach you different variations, different adjustments, different outlooks on what you can do with an actual thumbnail. First, I'm gonna give you like good 2 examples, and I'm gonna give you a whirl around. So we're gonna open up Photoshop. So y'all know to love the song Taking Bodies. I love her. She's one of my favorite girls. What you want to do here is you want to take variation of pictures, even video games like the Division. Now, as you can see here, you don't have light and dark contrast. It doesn't give it that pop and actual realism to it. So once you add the adjustment layers and texts and stuff like that to give it that pop, this is how it will look. So you can see the difference. You see the skin is now lighting up. She got a more of a realistic look now. So as you can see here, and this goes for also the Division, you can definitely see the realism in that. You can see the broadened text. You can see it's nice and clear for people to read. Now, when you think about making thumbnails, it's very creative. You got to think pretty much outside the box when you're making thumbnails. And you have to be more creative with them because that's what attracts the audience. And that's what makes them want to click on the video, even not to watch the video, because the thumbnail, just looking at the thumbnail makes them curious, like what is this video about. Now to add different type of contrast and stuff like that to the thumbnail, is that what you want to do here is all thumbnails in YouTube or whatever that you're doing, I always start off with 1280 by 720 by 72 resolution. Now you can definitely choose and pick what you want to do. You can definitely go down here to the sides and choose 1080p, anything that suits your fancy. But just for tutorial purposes, we're just going to use 720 by 29. Okay, 1280 by 720 pixels and 72 resolution. Or you can go a little higher if your computer is a little bit stronger. But 72 resolution is pretty much the basic that you need. So all you want to do is just open that up. Now you can definitely use this if you want. I like using my rulers. Control R and Control H is to hide them. Control H is to hide the rulers. Control R is to bring up the rulers, and definitely bring up your centimeter and size. So what you want to do, I like having a back like a back background. Let me just change this to white. I can just switch it and make that black. So after you make a black background, it's very simply easy. It's just like I like having a base on like when I'm making. So if I feel as though something is out of place or whatever, or the background picture is not the same, I can change it up there. So let's say if you like a beauty tutorialist or like a beauty type of girl that want to do like makeup and everything, so you want to put your face on there. So this is a great example for beauty tip women that wants to make thumbnails in Photoshop. So let's say if you had a picture of yourself, just saying this is you. Now to bring over yourself here, you just want to resize them. Now you feel as though you can't resize it, so you want to zoom out so you can see the base of the size of the picture. Now all you want to do is just right click and go to you convert to smart object. You just want to Control T, and you just want to hold shift and hold the corners and just make it a little bit, make it to the size of the comp that you can. Now what I like doing for my centers here is just for a quick tip for people too that's making thumbnails as well. What I like doing is going back to the first layer and taking a ruler here and just making it snap. So I'm gonna just cut this off. So as you can see here, the snap here in the middle, it snaps right here in the middle to center every picture. So when you snap it, you can take another ruler and put it there, so you can definitely always know where your center is. So as you open up the picture, you can definitely pinpoint where you want the center to be in the picture, or you can lower it down, just a simple knowing where your center is. You can go left, you can go right. It just snaps on to the photo. So that's a great tip for people that's trying to line up things in text or pictures or any type of face pictures that proportion your face in the right way. So as you see here, I got my proportion right. I want to bring down her hair a little bit more, so it cuts off there, so I'm gonna bring it up a little bit more. So that would be my base. So now I want to take this SS outer you know, out of picture off, you know, this SS, you know, extra size to make it fit the comp. So what you're gonna do is right click, rasterize the layer so it can become a regular layer again. Now what you're gonna do is just click the crop tool and press enter twice. Enter, enter. Now the layer is actually the size of the layer. Now as you can see, it matches the size of the layer, so that's a good thing after you cropped it down. Now what you're gonna do is like you're not really done yet. You know, you're not really done making a thumbnail. You're just like, okay, I got the thumbnail in there, I got the face that I want, you know, it's a great size, you know, I can put text all over it and call it a day and upload the video. Now, that's the biggest problem that you want. You want to be more creative, because I recommend taking like adjustment layer and color corrections class. Well, not a color correction, but pretty much art to learn colors and contrasts and stuff like that. So make sure you take up any type of art classes that dealing with a lot of color creations, so you can definitely learn your lights, your darks, and everything. So this is more of a detail. Now what you want to do is Control H to get rid of the rulers. Now we just got her bare, you know, the bare background with the size and everything. Now we want to go back to the actual filter that we did here. We're gonna cut that off, put this on. Now you can see the contrast is more realistic. You can see it's just eye popping when you see the thumbnail. Now what you want to do here is you want to add a brightness and contrast. Brightness and contrast. You know, depending on what type of face that you are, you just don't want to add a lot to it, but you want to add enough to bring that realism out. So you can see as it pop out there, as you can see the difference here, you see the difference there. Now what you want to do is, like, I like going to curves, because curves give you that leaner set, so you like that leaner contrast, so it brings out the darks in her hair, her cheekbones come out more, and her nerves, it just brings more realism to it. Now, and my last thing I like to do is add exposure. Now exposure is really what makes these thumbnails pop a lot. So I like adding my gamma first, just to give it that dark type of feel, and add my exposure. So if you don't want to add too much, because you don't want to look all, you know, you don't want to look unrealistic and stuff. So you don't want it to look like this, you know, all pale and shit like that. So you don't want to look like that. So you want to bring it down to make the light just reflect off her face, you know, just enough to where it's like, okay, you know, you can see the contrast so real, and it looks very smooth. Now when it comes to the font, we're gonna go back to the first image. Now when it comes to the font, you can do this in various ways. Now you want to have a font that's very clean and very noticeable, and you know, you want to mess with the colors, contrast, anything that you want to do. Now you want to have something to make it pop, like the background filter here. Just a simple to, you know, a simple little brush back there or a line. So I'm gonna show you how to do that as well. But the type of fonts that you want to use something simple. So I'm using a font called Steelfish. I don't know if you can find it, but it's a font called Steelfish. It's very good, it's very easy, so it's very simple to use. So what I'm gonna do here, just I don't really want to type it out because it's too long. So what I'm gonna do is just bring the font here and just copy it over. Okay, so now that we have the font here, you know, now I'm gonna show you various ways you can do this to make the picture and everything else look very clean. Now what I used to do a long time ago is I'm going to bring up the rulers. Now this is really good, so you want to resize it here, you want to put it in the center of the picture. Now okay, like, okay, Kool-Aid, now you feel as though the thumbnail is done, like, alright, they'll be able to read it, I can throw it up like that. No, now you need to make the font pop out so they can just read the font, and it's the simplest way you can do this. Now all you want to do here is just make a new layer, and you just want to make a little square box here, just over the font here, this little square box about this size, and you just want to go to your paint tool, and you just want to go to black, gray, any type of color that you want. Like let's try red. We can go to red. Now after you do that, you just want to take away the little bars after you've done all that. Now what you want to do is just put it under the font, the red box. Now what's really cool about this is that you can mess with the little blending modes here, blending options. You can definitely choose which one you do. This is two ways you can definitely choose that. You see the different colors you can add. You know, you can definitely mess around with different colors. So what I like using is like, let's go to screen. You can definitely add screen, and you can bring down the opacity. You see, bring down the opacity. That's pretty cool too as well. You can do that type of thing. Now, but the only problem is that they really can't understand the font very good. Now, what you can do to avoid that as well is that you can go to the text tool, and you can go to the drop shadow here, and you can bring out the drop shadow. You can up the opacity and up the distance here. You can up the spread and just up the size just a little bit more. Up the distance. I'll press OK. Now they can definitely see the font. Just feel that a little bit too bulky, so I'm picky. So there, bear with me. So about right there. So I'm gonna do is just copy the layer style and put it on thumbnail. Paste layer style. Now it looks something like that. So what you want to do is get rid of the rulers here, and you can definitely see how clean that is in the thumbnail. Now if you don't want to add that layer style there, you can definitely use different colors in the background too along with it. Now let's go back and bring back the rulers. Now what you can do is, like, let's say if you didn't know how to add them type of adjustment layers to the actual font itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear the layer style. And you feel as though, okay, I can't really get the font, so I'm going to have to go with black. So let's see if we can get rid of the color. And we're going to add a new layer. And we're going to add the same type of box that we want here. The same type of box, just over the front, just a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add black to it now. So black. Now after you've done that, just get rid of box timeless and take another font. You feel as though that's clean enough. That's clean, like, okay, I'm done, I can put it up there. Now what you can do is you can switch it up a little bit. You can definitely add different layer bands and put overlay. You can definitely look at the realism through there. You can see the faces coming through a little bit, but you don't see the font popping out more. So you can definitely add spread. You can just mess around with the blend layer styles too as well. They even got the multiply, dissolve. They got different ones you can use. If you feel as though you don't see a difference, you can definitely mess with a lot of stuff that's messing with black as well. So I like using this. Probably going to be soft light would be my normal pick. Now what you can do to make the font come out is you can just double pack the layer, and you see you can make the font come out more. Or you can do it this way, or you can bring down the opacity, and you can still see the font, but you really can't see it as much. But you can double pack it here, just like double the layer, and you can definitely see the font come out a little bit more. And just keep double packing it until you see the font come out a little bit more. So you can definitely have that option as well. Now to do this as well, you want to up the opacity, right? Just up the opacity and leave it on soft light. Now you can definitely put overlay. Overlay would be a better choice, or you can definitely leave it on, I think dissolve would be good, but dissolve don't really come out in black, but leave it on normal. Now, this is the cool part. Now, you can mess with the opacity a little bit. Now you can see the font just a little bit more. This is the main thing that you want to do with black, is the opacity. So I would say about 61 or 63 would be my thumbnail accordance. So as you can see here, you can see the thumbnail come out very clean and very, you can see the absence. And what's really cool about it is that you can definitely add designs to it as well, with variations of designs too. So let's say if you wanted to, how can I put it? Let's say if you have brushes, different type of brushes. Let's see what type of brushes we got up in here. Let's say splash brush. This is a pretty good brush. Now you want it to go across, so all you want to do is just go to your erase tool. Go to your erase tool mostly, and just go down to your splash brushes. And you can go to here. Yeah, splash brush. Now let's say if you wanted to click it. Now you see that design creation right there, so it definitely come out there as well. So you got a nice creation. You got variations of the thumbnail just by using a simple brush. Now let's say if you didn't want the font to go across her face, alright, you wanted to be in the corner like I did before. Just for an example, go back to the example here. Let's say if you just wanted that type of light and dark situation in the right hand corner. You just want, the font go across her face a little bit more, and a little bit more detail and more professional. Now Very simple. It's very simple and easy to do. So, you want to go back to layer style, and what you want to do is we're going to delete that back layer, and we're going to take our font and resize, just put it in the corner here, and you want to up your ruler so you can get your dialog box. And make sure when you click your dialog box, make sure it shows show transforms controls. So after you've done that, you can definitely put it in the right hand corner. After you do that, that's what I like about the rulers, because it tells you where the diagonal line is and where to stop. So when I'm stopping at the red line, I get a nice size there. So I feel as though I want to go smaller so I can get the S and the N in. So that's a little bit more. I can break it down if I want, just a little bit more, and that'll be good. I can break over just a little bit more. So after I've done that, that's done. Now what I want to do is go back to the example. Now I want to add that dark shadow across at the beginning. So now what I want to do is just add that dark shadow across here. Now all I want to do is just make an easy box, just an easy box. You can definitely do any size that you want, just the easy size for box right here. So I want to do easy size box, very easy to do. Now all you want to do after you do that, get your paint bucket, make sure it's on black, and just fill in the box. Oh, I gotta make another layer. Make sure you make another layer. I'm sorry about that. Make sure you make another layer. Click that layer, and after you've done that, make sure you get rid of the dialog box and put it under the font. After you've done that, just lower the opacity. That's all you gotta do. Just lower the opacity, and just take the eraser tool, simple eraser tool. Let me go back to my eraser tool. Here, let me go to a soft brush and lower the size a little bit, not that big. Use right back or left bracket, and you just want to erase the edges. That's all you want to do, just erase the edges. And also, if you want to get a little bit more realism, just bring it over. So let me go back here. That. Okay, fully black, so I'm gonna bring it over just a little bit more, about right there. And I'm gonna take my eraser tool and just erase the edges. Just erase them. Just erase the edges a little bit. Take her face and erase them. And what I want to do is just bring down the opacity right there, and you can double it to make it pop out more like that. And let's see how it looks. And it looks just perfect. Looks really nice, and you can definitely see how it just sits there perfect, and definitely gives an eye-catching tutorial, or any type of tutorial that you want to as well. And just like I said, you can definitely do this exact type of technique with video games. So let's say if you want to put a video game character there, just for a instance here. And let's just resize it, just like I said, convert it to a smart object. And you just want to put in enough in there, so make part. And oh, that was horrible. I mean, I picked the wrong one there. To the smart object. And hold shift, and the smart object. Bring it down a little bit more. And hit that. And right click, go to rasterize layer, make sure you crop it, press enter twice, and you got your resized thumbnail. You can definitely mess with it too, just delete the double it, and you can definitely unhide it, bring your show tool back, and just click on the minute, and just click the show tool, and you can just bring it out a little bit more, or you can make it a little bit bigger. And you can see you got that nice dark thumbnail there too. Apply and create, and you got that nice clean thumbnail too as well. So this is definitely different variations you can use to make clean font thumbnails. So the font is pretty much your choice. Just make sure it's clean and visible for other people to see, and make sure other people will be able to see your thumbnails and be more captivating to them too as well. So that's all I can tell you. I gave y'all different variations. I gave y'all adjustment techniques. I gave y'all colors, stuff like that. All that type of stuff you can use to make your thumbnails look clean. It's all up to you to be more creative and just experiment with different brushes, lighting, different effects you can do with that type of size. Garbage man. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hit me up on Facebook or Twitter. All the stuff will be in the link in the description below. If you want a t-shirt, links will be in the description below. Anything else, leave it in the comments below. So I know. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you make your thumbnails clean. So I'll catch you on the next tutorial, people. I'm out. Deuces.